Hi, everybody. So, well, I have a TV here and an exercise bike there. And in the mornings, I'm on the exercise bike and I'll watch a show called The Crown. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with The Crown. And I'm still new in the series. And somebody has a stroke, and it started me thinking about some things. And I hope maybe I can get you thinking a little differently about it too. When we go through a grief event, something hurts our heart. I had one last night with my child, just a really rough moment in parenting, and just hurts, right? Just hurts. And this Crown show, one of the men had a stroke. And as a nurse, I know that when we have a stroke, what does our brain need? It needs to rest, right? And sometimes working in the ICU, like I used to do, we would put people in chemically induced comas to let their brain fully rest and do some repair work without having to function on the day-to-day needs. So last night I'm having this grief event, and I just was devastated. My heart was heavy. My mind was mushy. I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm got a little bit of fear in there. I have a few different things. And there's this thing that happens. Maybe you've seen it maybe after a death or something, or a really big painful situation. Like a breakup or a romantic relationship ending, a divorce, a job change, a health change. You get that call of bad news, whatever it is, right? And we just sort of stare off into space. And I found myself staring off into space, but I had deadlines that need to be done. But I started to think about that stroke and how there are little wounds in the brain, and that brain needs to rest. And so I gave myself permission. I know the world, when we go through one of those situations, they tell us you need to keep busy. You know what? You just need to keep busy. Keep moving. You just need to not think about it. Well, the wound has already happened. How do I not think about it? Keeping busy, well, that's actually the opposite of what we need. I gave myself permission, which I had to learn, and I had to practice, and I always still have to practice it. Those grief events are a lot like little wounds in our brain and our heart. And those wounds don't heal because of our busyness. Those wounds heal because we pause and allow a little bit of rest for a minute. And then also take some correct action to promote that healing. Correct action. Busyness is not correct for a wound in the heart and the mind. It just isn't. For grief, moments that hurt us because of a change, moments that hurt us because what we wish would be different or better somehow. I wish this experience with my child would be different or better. So I'm constantly having to pause, acknowledge that I'm hurting, allow myself to take some things off of my calendar and schedule that aren't serving me well, that aren't giving me that ability to rest. What can be pushed to tomorrow or the next day? I have to get really honest with that versus worrying about, the expectations on me for those sorts of things, and allow myself what it needs, which is proper healing time, a pause, and then the actions necessary for healing. That's essential. The pause alone isn't what's going to do it. In a stroke, the pause alone isn't what's going to heal the person. It's the pause that allows the brain to do the work and the repair, to bring the nutrients and rebuild and repair. That's what's going to need to happen, not just frantically trying to think of what to say and how to walk and how to move and how to feed ourselves and all those things through the day. It's important that the brain just gets the rest that it needs, and it's important that us as grievers, we get the time to just pause and get some healing that we need. So I hope that's helpful for you. Please stop telling people to just stay busy. It's not true, correct, or helpful. And if you're the one with the wound, please consider giving yourself that moment to pause. Listen. Heal, and maybe take some appropriate action for the necessary healing, which is a grief recovery method, that evidence-based, step-by-step method that we teach and love. I hope this is helpful to you, and I hope you'll give yourself a break next time you're experiencing a wound. Bye, everybody.